Hey, my name is Craig Hawker with Action Team Realty. Today I want to talk to you about home inspections and about what we call the due diligence process. In the state of Utah, you have a real estate purchase contract that everybody is supposed to use. And in that real estate purchase contract, it talks about due diligence, okay? That due diligence period is your free opportunity to do any test that you feel comfortable that will make it comfortable for you to want to buy this home. Or you will do that inspection or do the test that you need and then find out that you actually don't want the home because of the test results and because of the inspection. So let's get to it here, what I like to explain to buyers, okay? Here's what happens. A home inspector is there to cover their butts, okay? They're there to make sure that they look at everything possible, okay? The home inspector that I personally use will take somewhere between 3 to 6 hours to do an inspection. I've been doing real estate for 18 years. When I first started doing real estate, home inspections were 30 minutes or 45 minutes. They were very quick, they weren't very extensive, and it was really simple. They were also pretty cheap. Now, it's not uncommon for people to spend over $1,000 in inspections and tests to make sure that everything is done properly, okay? Now, of course, they're only there for 3 to 5 hours. They're only gonna flush the toilets once or twice. They're only gonna run the dishwasher once. There are still things that they could miss, but their job is to make sure that they get a very good overall feel of what the home is gonna look like. Now, buyers, be aware, okay? Here's what happens. That inspector is gonna go through that report and they're gonna find 30 or 40 items wrong with the home. That does not mean that it's a bad home. If you are living in an apartment, you're living in a rental, you're living in a current home right now, I guarantee if you walked around in your home, either a disposal's not gonna work, a light switch is not gonna work, an electrical outlet is not gonna be working. That's just home maintenance and home, things that are normal about it. Not everybody has a brand new roof. Not everybody has, brand new appliances and furnaces and ACs. So let me give you a perfect example. You might have a home that was built in 1998. Today it's 2019, so we're 21 years from 1998 when that home was built. You might have a furnace and an AC that are original to 1998. The home inspector is going to say, there's nothing wrong with the furnace, there's nothing wrong with the AC, but you should start to budget to replace this in the next few years. Buyers sometimes say, oh, that's ding, 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 I'm going to ask the seller to replace a furnace, or I'm going to ask the seller to replace an AC. This is where we get into lots of disagreements. Be aware that a seller is never going to replace a working fit furnace just because it's 21 years old. A seller's never going to replace an AC that's 21 years old. As long as it's working, it's serviced properly, it's cleaned, and it looks good and it's running good, why would a seller take care of that, okay? Now buyers, here's what you are looking for. You wanna make sure that the electrical is done right, that the plumbing is done right, that all of those kind of things are taken care of. You wanna make sure that the maintenance is taken care of. But don't go and give a seller 40 items of a laundry list because that's what the inspector said should be replaced, okay? Now, I'm gonna give you one tip of negotiation, okay? So let's say a roof does need to be replaced. Let's say a typical roof costs $8,000, okay? You've got curling shingles, you've got missing shingles, it has to be replaced. You're gonna go to the seller and you're gonna say, hey seller, I want you to replace that furnace. The seller might say, hey, why in the world am I going to give you $8,000 in a brand new furnace without any compensation in return? And you would say, well, I don't understand that. Well, let me get it this way. If the seller goes ahead and puts a brand new roof on the property, they can market it as a brand new roof and they'll probably get more money because of it. So because you're asking for it, it's not uncommon to negotiate that roof replacement. It might be a 50-50. They might pay $4,000, you might have to pay $4,000, but guess what? You get the benefit of 30 years of a brand new roof. The seller doesn't get that benefit. Now you would say, well, why would the seller do it? Because the seller has to do something because they have to sell the home and you want it, and so there's a negotiation. But don't go into this negotiation thinking that the seller is going to replace 100% a big ticket item like a furnace, like an AC, like a roof. Okay, you're probably going to have to do what I call the halvesy deal. It's a 50-50, it's a 40-60, it's a 60-40 kind of a split. Okay, so in closing, it's important that when you're going and walking through a property, you're looking through things and you know what you're getting into, and then you hire a really good home inspector who's going to be thorough. The home inspector's job is to tell you everything, but it's your job to make sure you feel comfortable with the things that are wrong, and the things that are wrong, then you have to decide if you want to replace those yourself or if you want the seller to fix those. Bottom line is, it's important that you know that you have that right. You also know that you can cancel for any reason if you want to, or you can ask the seller to fix a few items. Just don't go in there thinking that they're going to take care of everything. Thank you very much. Have a good day.